Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. What does that even mean? How does it apply to your and my life, if it even does? That's what we'll explore today. Welcome to the Sunday service. This past weekend, I watched a portion of the film The Passion of the Christ. And if you've seen it, you know how incredibly powerful and how moving it is, how beautiful and awful and terrible and incredible and amazing it is. Hard to watch, impossible not to watch, all of these things. Um, one moment in particular that really moved me this time around, because I've seen the movie probably like you many times, when Jesus is carrying his cross to his own crucifixion on the road to Calvary. What an incredible moment that is. Um, it's just so many profound things going on. And it just struck me as I was thinking about it the next day. When God calls me to carry something, whatever that is, when God calls me to carry something, I better be strong enough to do it. God calls me to carry something, I better be strong enough to do it. I don't want, when the time comes and it's necessary, that I am in position to step up and to do something that is needed, that is necessary. I don't want to fall short. I do not want to fail. I do not want to be unable to perform, to execute. Quite the opposite. I want to be ready. When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. We've heard these. It's true. Nobody cares. Work harder. You know, we don't need too much anymore because we're very fortunate through the wonders of technology and modern living. But it used to be that you would chop wood all summer long, stack it up, not because you were going to burn it, because when the winter came, you needed that wood or you would die. So, so many ways, so many different aspects of life. That's still true, yet we're removed from it. That's why watching a film like that or reading the Bible or thinking about things that are important to you and what matters just reminds us. As I talk about a lot, we need to be reminded more than we need to be instructed. I think that we all know that we should be prepared. Like the Boy Scouts taught me when I was a kid, be prepared, be ready. So when the phone rings or whatever happens, and it's time to spring into action, to take action, you want to be in a position to be able to do that, not to be left wondering what in the world I should do, or worst case, to be unable to do what you need to do. There was this video on the internet. Of course, there are an unlimited number of videos on the internet and memes, and the internet in many ways is undefeated, of course. But it was one of the most awful and pathetic videos I've probably ever seen as a parent. But I imagine even if you're not, but more so if you are, certainly, of an overweight woman who was on a hill and lost control of her stroller that her baby was in. And it was just slowly rolling down the hill into what was obviously traffic. And she made a very, very feeble attempt to get her body up off the ground, only to fall flat back on her face. And thank God, literally thank God, there was somebody else who caught the stroller. Can you imagine? Can you imagine your feeling of absolute helplessness as you slip and you have a mistake, you stumble, and your baby starts rolling towards traffic, and you are so physically unwell that you're not able to do anything about it? I can't imagine that. And hopefully, that moment motivated that human being to get her act together, to make her body strong enough so that that wouldn't happen again. I mean, think about adversity, think about resiliency, personal resiliency is that we make mistakes and then we learn from them. And that's, a big part of being a human being. The opportunity of being a human being is to make mistakes, to have bad things happen to us, and to respond in a positive and proactive way. And in this example, it would be to make yourself strong enough where when you do have an accident and your stroller slips out of your hands, that you can get up immediately and chase it down and save your child's life. So when God calls me to carry something, I better be strong enough to do it. And I don't know what form that's going to take. I have no idea. But I want to be ready to do it, or at least try and position myself so that I'm ready to do it, so that I am strong enough to carry what he calls on me to carry. So does that mean I have to be physically strong? Yes. That means I must be physically strong. Does that mean I have to be mentally strong? Yes. That means you need to be mentally strong. Does that mean I need to be emotionally strong? Yes. That means you need to be emotionally strong. Does that mean I need to be financially strong? Yes. Yes to all of those things. How am I supposed to be able to do all those things? Like anything else, focus on what must be done on a daily basis in order to get what it is that you want. Know what matters, know what must be done in service of what matters. Take action that's going to get you to where you want to go. So, physically strong, mentally strong, emotionally strong, financially strong, whatever other forms of strength, spiritually strong, we must cultivate in our lives. That's what we have to do. When God calls me to do whatever God calls me to do, whatever he calls on me to carry, I want to be able to do that. Islam teaches in the Hadith, the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. While there is good in both, strive for that which will benefit you, seek the help of Allah, and do not feel helpless. In Joshua, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Buddhism teaches us, conquer the angry one by not getting angry. Conquer the wicked by goodness. Conquer the stingy by generosity and the liar by speaking the truth. So all of those things demand that you are in control of your faculties, that you're strong enough to recognize those things, and that you're stronger than your ego. You're stronger and you know the truth. Sikhism teaches that truth strength is not in the body, but in the spirit. When it is in harmony with the divine, you know that the pen is mightier than the sword. So it's not just about physical strength, but I do believe that that is a part of it. Do you have a strong spirit? Do you ever look around at the world, and I know that you do, as I do, and wish that things were different? Do you ever look around and wonder, has everybody lost their collective minds? Me too. So what do you do then? What do you do then when you look around and you see that? Just shrug your shoulders, throw your hands up, and move on? Or do you wish for the ability to make change? Do you wish that you knew how to make change? The great Jordan Peterson talks about how meaning is found in responsibility. The opportunities to make a difference are everywhere. They are all around us. They're all around you right now. If you desire, if you want to be a difference-making person, if you want to be an impact player in your life, look around you and look for the areas where responsibility has been abdicated, and that's where your opportunities are. Then make yourself strong enough to be able to fill in whatever gap has been left by that abdication of responsibility. That's where your opportunities are. And again, make yourself strong in those areas so that when you see them and you decide, I'm going to do something about this, that you're actually capable of doing something about it. Because you are. I know that we've all been given this amazing gift of our existences, that you are unlike any human being who has ever walked the face of this earth. That you have gifts that are unique to you, and your abilities are unique to you, and your ability to do things are different and better than the way that I do them. That you have all the tools that you need to do the work that you want to do. We've been given them. I also know that most of us, many of us, most of us squander it. We squander the gifts that we've been given. And I know that I've certainly done that at various times in my life. I am a fallen human being, the same as you, and I'll continue to do so. I'll continue to be. But I'm working. I am striving to make myself strong. I'm striving to be in position to answer God's call, whatever form, fashion that it takes. When God calls me to carry something, I better be strong enough to do it. I will be. I am working to do exactly that, God willing. Make your body physically stronger through proper nutrition, exercise, and sleep. You make your mind stronger through a commitment to lifelong learning. You make your heart and your emotions stronger by knowing what matters most to you, keeping your life in perspective. And you make yourself financially strong by breaking free of your debt, breaking free of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, finding financial security. All of these things are within your control and all possible through God. Every night I ask God to give me strength because life is hard. It's really hard. It's one of the features of humanity. It's disappointment, it's pain, it's suffering, it's challenge, it's sadness, it's elation, it's happiness, it's love. It's all of these things. Not just thinking about it from a negative standpoint, but when the love of your life walks through the door, will you be in position to take advantage of it? To get up and introduce yourself or whatever it might be. When the career opportunity of a lifetime presents itself to you, will you be confident enough to accept the challenge? When the leadership opportunity opens up, somebody says you're the person for the job, will you be ready to step into the role? I don't know. God asks you to lift something heavy, better be strong enough to do it. And I know you can. You're worthy of everything that you want. You are deserving of it. We're just not entitled to it. We need to ask God for help and for the strength to do it. And then we need to do our part to make ourselves as strong as we possibly can. As always, do your part by doing your best.